I'm fucking logging off, bro. Wolfgang Tillman dipped in a liquid silver semi truck.
Dostoevsky dripped in.
Oh, you thought about this one?
Nah, today I was at this antique shop. I picked up some Dostoevsky
Which one? Or which?
notes, notes from Underground.
Ooh, dark. Yeah, 20th century was kind of a hellhole. A lot of death.
Yeah, I was watching a biography on YouTube about his life.
Is it sad?
It's not easy.
I feel like if like you grew up like early 20th century and like you didn't have like some like elite kind of family, like you kind of had a shitty life. Or if you just like, were born somewhere that just like was generally communist, like you probably fucking had a shitbag life.
Yeah, it's like, he was in not a psych ward. It was more of a prison, more of a solitary confinement, I should say. At one point, as he was a revolutionary, or he was, opposing something. And I think the story goes, this is, I think, how Crime and Punishment was written, but I think the story goes like he was supposed to be sentenced to death. Like, there's like these three poles and the men are lined up, and some sort of order was sent in, like almost on like some Thomas Shelby Peaky Blinders shit, where he just like call it off, and I forgot what his the punishment was, but
yeah, I feel like a psych ward back then would just be absolutely just like not okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like a psych ward now, like actually they don't even have psych wards, do they? Or they don't call them that.
Yeah, I'm not sure they call it that. It's not the Alcatraz psych ward, but
Alcatraz. That's so sick that like it's like we have that here. But it's kind of lame that it's like a tourist attraction.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny.
What?
Yeah, I always thought it was kind of pops. So we took that trip from the land to the Alcatraz rock, and he always like made the joke that if he knew what it was like to live in Alcatraz, he would have committed a crime.
Yeah,
because it's like just in the middle of like the Pacific, and like it's like a baseball field out there, and you walk outside and you're like on like a private island. But obviously it's probably not as fairy tale-y as that, but it's cool. It's cool seeing the cells and like the escape routes that they sort of.
Did people actually escape?
Yeah, multiple people, like people that never made it back to land.
Just got eaten by sharks or some shit. Is it really that shark infested?
Sort of how it goes. I think it's more so just like the nature of the water at certain times, especially at night, probably, and then like just they probably drown.
Dude, you know Nick Diaz swam to Alcatraz like multiple times.
That's gnarly, dude. I'm not the most elite swimmer, I can tell you that.
I feel like you bring that up a lot. Like, can you swim? That's like my question.
I don't like to like put my because if you want to swim technically correctly, you have to like do that like half second, like constantly putting your face in the water.
Oh yeah, you're like this, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that motion. So
I think it's got short arms,
That, as well as like you got to kick the legs. It's a whole process.
You got the swimmer's body though.
I got the swimmer's body.
You got the most elite swimmer's body.
I've never been like Phelps. I've never been the most elusive around water. Let's just say that. I mean, I never been a diver. I'm not like, I don't have that form down. Like,
oh, you weren't swan diving into pools?
I wasn't training to be lifeguard, none of that. But isn't it funny how I think it's kind of cool, like the Barbarians Alcatraz that and like the Rock and all those different motifs that Bernard pulls from his time in SF.
So what is like the what are they called again?
Barbarians Alcatraz.
Barbarians. Yeah, what are those?
I forget. I mean, the one T-shirt where it's like those sort of. I mean, it's obviously playing to that like that uber like masculine man, like muscle warrior, like world.
Were they here?
Of silhouette, like that's the. I think it's a fair. It's like it's not. It's. I think that's like that's like the faux myth that he sort of crafted was like there was these barbarians that lived on the island or something, and they came, from etc. Blah blah blah,
and they started fucking in the Castro.
I think that's all written on like a scroll type format on the shirt because it's like 5XL. You know how it's like that very. I feel like he pulls from Japanese shapes and stuff too. What is that? Is that the what'd you say that you copped? Oh no.
No, dude, I get to work today and I just got a box sitting there. And I'm just like, I have no idea what my wardrobe order was. And it's like the most random denim. I don't remember ordering it.
Is this an order that you made like post the ripped like Margiela socks, like that collection with all like the
I think
greens?
No, because I think this is that's I don't think I'm gonna get that wardrobe.
That's what I'm saying. That's an all-time Mel.
Like these are like just like some baggy, almost like acid wash. Oh, but peep the fucking tag in there. We got blank tags.
Oh, that's the
Defilé.
The Court Decay Defilé. There's too many DEs in Margiela's
we just got a fabulous man. We just got a fabulous man designing our clothes, so he's taking all the most fabulous words. I love saying that shit.
Did you see Grainery's post today?
No, let's pull it up.
It had to do with I'm not sure if it was Royal College, TSM, or where have you, but
was it controversy?
A student a couple years back, I guess, like their signature sort of brand identity was the wet look without water, and like I think Nicki Minaj and they acknowledge that he's referencing his own collection, and the way that it's stitched and done and put together is different, but I think like in that Nicki Minaj photo of her pregnancy, like she's wearing it, and Kylie Jenner's worn it. Like famous people have worn like this particular person's look. Does it say the name there?
Hold on, let me pull it up. I'll screen share this. I mean, like, because like Balmain did like that couture collection where remember that leather was like sticking to the body.
Yeah, that everyone was wearing. That was actually like the first like I feel like collection that was really like sort of like had some type of buzz on the interwaves.
Yeah, like that's the first Balmain collection I looked at in like 5 years. Like seriously looked at.
So what was the name?
When Granny's trying to be Diet Prada now.
Well, they almost mention in the comment like we're not. Yeah, we never do these kinds of posts. Pretty much saying like we don't do Diet Prada,
but we need more engagement, so we're gonna do one today. Fucking stay out of our lane, One Granary. I'm just kidding. One Granary's page is actually pretty sick. I
also saw that BOF article about like chief executives leaving the company and how do they like maintain what drove the brand to that place of success in the first place, like once it turns over a new leaf. And they mentioned like a couple brands that they spotlighted, and one of them being the spotlighted brands like Moda Operandi and a couple others. They brought up Refinery.
Refinery 29 or whatever.
But that was like some sort of
wait, isn't Refinery 29 a magazine?
I believe so, but I think it was some sort of allegation or something where like the person got like canceled / fired. I think, but I could be wrong. But I didn't know that there was like a changing of the guard because of something controversial over there.
There's been a couple of those recently. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of canceling of recently. some more softer than others, you know. But
Well, I was thinking with some of these brands too now with virtual shows or like they're doing maybe in-house like lookbooks. There's only like maybe 1, 2, 3 models max. So like if they're choosing, you know, this type of model, it's that in one way that's like, and I think it could be built upon to where like how do you create the same conversation about diversity and all these other things like I was just noticing that was sort of lost in the digital shows because like they might only have a model or two in their one race, you know.
I'm sorry, but I was just reading the comments in this post, and I've never seen so many people defend Galliano in one comment section, because Galliano, apparently, all these people are saying he did it in '86 and throughout the '80s. This wet look.
Well, yeah, I think they mentioned it in the caption that he's referencing his own wet look that was actually a physically
So
wet
what are
look.
they saying with this post then?
They're
If they're
saying
just
that
backtracking the whole time.
they're saying that they're like he made a wet look that he speaks on in the video Swalk that was water like actual water on the like chiffon or whatever material to make it see through, make it a wet look. It was like a physical translation. And then this time around, he wanted to I guess, you know, go back in his archives and play with that idea again, but creating like a method of making the dress feel wet without actually being wet. And I guess, you know, that's the craft. I guess that's almost like the trademark. Like, what is like the tech, like almost like the technology behind this look? And it's like it's sewn this specific way, blah blah blah. And then this younger designer, you know, was able to sort of craft a look that naturally looked wet but wasn't through certain like construction techniques. And they were saying that his construction techniques were also not the same, but just that the idea, I guess, I don't know if it had to do more so with his like his attitude or like his, maybe he was saying in the video, I forget if like maybe this is a new thing. Like I don't know if he made it a point to be like,
I don't think he would.
New wet look like it hasn't been done before. I know he said something like that, like.
But I feel like why would he say it's never been done before if he's already done it? You know what I mean?
No, he was mentioning like we have never seen a wet look that wasn't actually wet. But
he said that?
But then they're saying like, oh, like a couple years back, like a designer actually was pretty much like her thesis or like her statement was the non-wet look. So, I mean, honestly, this is more, I think, called for than most of what Diet Prada ever posts. And I'm not saying, because I think that One Granny wasn't trying to also have that Diet Prada like.
They're almost highlighting. They're highlighting their student, dude. Like they really are doing that.
I think, and I also don't think that they're trying to cancel like John Galliano in the same breath as like, you know, where Diet Prada, it always comes across like disingenuine to any sort of like even that whole Lola thing that went down, and like they announced Easy Gap and like they made those like fake sweaters and like mocked up took all that time to mock up fake like Trump sweaters, anti-Kanye sweaters, just to like put him down, as opposed to like uplifting Lola for being like an independent designer who is the head of like a big design team now, you know, global design team. And so
yeah, like people don't understand.
You know, like they went like they jumped through hoops to not. They jumped through hoops to make a point, and then to also not support maybe like the younger designer that
probably one of the most the newest, most talented African American designer out.
Yeah, and so like, you know, at least this is shouting out this person. And I mean, hey, if Kylie and Jenner and Nicki Minaj are wearing your looks, then I think you're off to a good start.
I think you're doing okay. I don't think you need to have your old university fucking backing you up. But yeah, I think it does say, yeah, dude, these comments are fucking ferocious, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you post them like this, you gotta expect. But then again, like, that's like, I mean, good or bad, like, you get a lot of buzz on your page. But anyway, let's get to the real topic of discussion today. I think we all know what that's going to be.
Do we?
Hey. It's funny. If you look it up, look what pops up like third down. Hair. Like, I think this is like a real topic that
I mean,
I want to get into. Mika, how do you say her name? Mika Aganares? Akanaras?
I'm not gonna butcher it. I'm gonna go by the almighty Mika is gonna be.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when she watches this, she's gonna be really frustrated by my pronunciation. She's like
So
so
yeah,
rude. Because like,
I mean I've certainly come across, and maybe it's because again it's like this, like it's an awareness because you recognize something that's there, but that look, that certain sort of curly bang style of hairdressing and whatnot is like definitely
it
is
almost looks
definitely
hillbilly.
making its way. It's definitely making its way through Paris, for sure.
Just it's so. I mean, I think what I like with a woman in her kind of appearance, sometimes, most of the time, to be honest, is the effortlessness to the face and hair. I
You're
don't
saying
really like. I don't really
you
like when
say
hair is too done.
I know what you mean. Like you like a natural, a little bit more of a natural.
But the fit could be like, serious, which I
Yeah,
expect.
there's a model that Kiko uses that has a similar look. That I mean, just looks great in clothes.
I feel like
You
she's
mentioned
been around for a long time, but I think we just started noticing her.
Trailer Park Boys meets the almighty Mika.
Literally, there's like I mean, her face is borderline perfection. I mean, let's talk about that. Like,
Yeah, it's very. Go to. I mean, I love the hairdo.
let's
It's
go to her
very
gram.
much. I mean, both male and female, you see it all over the
When,
Celine page.
when she walked in Saint Laurent, I was like, oh fuck. Like that collection was borderline like S&M. Mika, where are you at, babe? I could literally just have. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is quite a page.
Some summers ago.
But I feel like I've even like seen like posts about her, but it's literally only about her hair.
Yeah, I mean, her hair could have her own like parody account page, like her own Finsta.
Dude, her legs are so long. She could probably fucking wrap me up in a fucking gordita, bro.
Figure 8.
Oh my god. There's one picture on here that she just looks like almost just like alien looking. In a good way. In the best way. Cause like I feel like I don't know, like this is like it.
Yeah, I love.
You know what I'm getting at?
It does seem like it's just
effortless.
organic. It's just an organic lane. It's not an easy lane to be, so effortlessly, you know.
I feel like that's like that I feel like it's like the perfect. I think getting an effortless yet chic look is almost like the most difficult balance for anyone to hit. Like you decorate too much, you don't do too much. Like you gotta strike that balance. And there's actually this woman next to me at work. She works at like Farfetch, who like she's like new, and I think she like is like a manager of some sort. And she pulls up, and I see her, and she's wearing like probably first collection like Demna Balenciaga, and she has those high like tights over the heels. You know what I mean? Like those really
Yeah.
almost like fluorescent colors, and with the Balenciaga skirt pleated over it, and it's just a hoodie.
Ooh.
Like it's a cool.
You saw
hoodie.
this in real life? You
saw it in real
IRL?
life. Saw it in real life, and it floored me.
I was gonna say, did you faint?
No, I mean like it's like, but like if you really think about it, like I mean, granted she is wearing Balenciaga, but like there's like this casual approach that I don't know. It's just like there's just this weird balance that some women can strike between just like fabrication, like hair. Like there's so many details. Like and almost like I just want to talk to you. You know.
There's definitely like an androgynous like trend, like where I think there's a lot of models, including her, that it really makes you question, like, what is, like, this is men, this is women's. Obviously, it's saying it's sectioned off in order to be sold more, just more in a more straightforward fashion. But like, you could put, men's wear collection or women's wear collection, doesn't matter. Over, it could be leaning towards a look that you could see on a man, and then or a look that you see on a woman. But with someone like her, like me, because she if you dress her in something, I feel like if I was to have a menswear collection, and it's like, oh, it's men's, it has to be. It's like, well, like, why don't we try this? And if I feel like her in a crop jacket, or like just like the, or like just like a soft knit, like a polo and trousers, like, she could pull it off,
Yeah, like if she could wear like a man's suit really well if it was either like a baggy or like, well, granted, like I think just tall people just have that like ability to kind of wear like anything.
Yeah, so let's get into that. So how do you feel as a Napoleon in the industry?
Thank you.
Do you let it get, do you let it bring you down, or do you use that as
I think it
motivation to
can.
flex harder?
I think being a shorter man, it could definitely bring you down because things initially, if you're not like a fashion person, just don't fit right. So I think I talk about it sometimes where like men who are on the shorter side need to understand to the nth degree proportion. And if you're able to manipulate proportion, you could even, I get this all the time, and I'm not trying to brag, but people think I'm taller than I actually am. People always like are shocked when I say actually my height, because you can create that illusion.
Well, maybe, sometimes you throw on a heel, you're.
But yeah, for sure. But then like my pants fit right with my shirt and my,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the shirt can't go down too long.
It's the torso to lower body ratio.
Like people think like, oh, like, like you if you wear things that are just ill fitted, you look actually even shorter than you actually are, which is like, the exact opposite direction you're trying to go into if you're fucking short. But like for you though, like, I mean, granted, you have your broad shoulders, and like that's probably the one kind of crux to you fitting things like perfect. But like,
Bastard.
but like you could, I mean, like you and Daniel have this ability because I think you guys naturally just have good proportions because tall people just naturally do. Like you guys can just throw on things that I'm so envious because there's no thought to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can get away with like
yeah, getting away with things.
One day I could go more crop, shorter sleeves, and Rockstar denim, or I could go like over, I can go. I guess me say I was gonna say, and then I could wear like short shorts with a oversized tee, and it's I can work with either, but those are both like both of those things sort of go together, like long and short, thin and tapered. Like anyone, like even if I wore like an oversized t-shirt and like 90s basketball shorts, like I'll probably appear shorter, but like you said, like it's less noticeable, or I don't consider the ramifications.
You can get away with it.
Yeah, I don't
But
consider
like the only thing is like that with you guys or some like taller guys is like the shoe size. And you guys run the risk of having, not all the time, but he's having a bigger shoe.
Having Bigfoot, yeah.
Yeah, because that could throw off a proportion just as quickly. But then again, like I know short guys with bigger feet, and
you just need to have silhouettes in mind before you purchase things. Like if you're always pleasantly surprised when like anything, if it's like if you go into something with low expectations, like all right, it's like, oh, I think that this runner is going to be big on me, I'm probably gonna have to wear denim, or I'm not denim, I'm probably gonna have to wear like a oversized trouser, that sort of drapes a little bit more, so that my legs don't look like candlesticks. But
yeah,
like
I feel that.
But
I can't wear denim with sneakers.
You feel like you're too like commuter?
No, it's like I wish I could, because denim typically, I don't know, just the way denim will stack on a sneaker, I'll have to wear like more of like a wide flare, not flare, but like a wider trouser. Just the way things, because like even like the stacking of a trouser or the stacking of a denim affects the proportion just as well. Like the way things bundle up a certain way. Like I
That
just have to be like
gab,
hyper conscious of like all that shit.
that gab stack.
Gap stack is no joke. That's like probably the best. Like that's the one trouser. Actually, no, that's really no. That just looks good on everything. That's like the one piece.
Yeah, it has that nice weave, but that particular, I haven't twill, but that particular polyester that they use on the gabs, but also on like that Kiko coat you have with the Velcro straps. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
listening, Kiko, you're a legend in the making, but the Velcro
terrible idea.
poly combination isn't ideal for pilling or other wear and tear.
I'm trying to look for no, exactly. I'm trying to look for like other like Christopher Kane models on here, and then I always like look at their page. Shout out to Christopher Kane for actually still following me.
I was thinking about this last podcast, so I'm happy that you brought up that he follows you on this one.
Who? Because I feel like everyone has a couple famous people that follow them.
I have Theophilus follows me. Theophilus Leonard follows me on Twitter.
Oh, this is the woman right here.
I don't think
This
honestly.
is it.
I don't.
This is another kind of version.
Let me. I'm trying to think of.
Think of a woman right now. Like who's that like one woman you're like, oh, there she goes again.
Well, you know my affection for Margaret.
Oh yeah, but she's a big deal. She's big Celine. But like, I feel like maybe that's just like kind of like a cosign. Margaret, how do you spell her name? Right.
Quali.
If you have her Margaret, she's top one. She's top Margaret.
Yeah, I mean, she was like.
But she's in that vein.
She's like a heartthrob. Like when I watched The Leftovers on HBO, that was a great show. If anybody's seen or not seen, I'd recommend it. And then Once Upon a Time, I mean, she's been in some big time things, and then now she's been in some big time lookbooks.
Okay, scenario. You have your girl. But you can only get her just one piece, but any piece at all. What's it going to be, or what's the designer that you're going to pull from?
One piece, dude.
Like one outfit. You need to put her in a full fit, head to toe.
And it has to be like one brand.
One brand. You got to do one. You can get her one fit that she's wearing with you.
Honestly, it might look a little bit like costumey, and this may not be my final answer if you gave me 24 hours to think on it, but what comes to mind off the bat is Calvin Klein, Raf Simons.
That's a great answer. That's actually a great answer off the top, because like I wasn't even thinking that, but now I kind of wish I said that, because I already said my answer before I asked you that.
Yeah, we've discussed Calvin and Raf. It's one of those things that I felt like I was overly critical of at first, and then as like the tenure sort of dissipated, and I looked back at the shows, I was just my jaw, it was disconnected from my face.
I'm pulling up a picture right now. Oh, I think I fucking deleted it. My saved images are just like an absolute
nightmare.
No, it's just an absolute mood board of my life. Like all my saved images are just totally. Like everything that I love. Like things that I just wish I created myself.
I've said it so many times, but Instagram, like hiding the posts you've liked, like 3 layers deep in the software is such poor placement. Like I just lose interest by the time I get there. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Calvin Klein, 205 women's. Actually, I think there is an Instagram page for that. What am I doing? Calvin, I definitely probably even follow it. Yeah, there she is. There's just one. I think it's this post. Yeah, this post, and like not this post, but wherever is it? There's just a stream of pictures, and they're just all absolutely incredible.
I love that like sateen cowboy shirt.
You know who has that? B and Y.
Shout out B and Y.
I
Shout
wonder
out
what he's doing.
Probably, he's probably catching a flick in a Coogee sweater right now.
He's just wearing a lot of Rick. See this shirt here? Fuck, that's it. It's like Johnny Cash meets fucking Dennis Hopper.
I love that. Yeah, it's
Look at that fucking powerful collar. People don't understand the power of a collar.
at Western.
Oh my god. Hey. Oh my god. But like I'm just saying, like if you put a girl in this, like look okay, first of all, look at the power of color here. Mustard, black as tits. And it's this subtle, almost like burgundy blue.
What if you asked me, you have one look, so like say I went through the Calvin Klein collection and I chose one look, like would your answer change if it wasn't one look but like one season of a brand? Would that change your answer as opposed to one look? Like if you had the whole season to like sift through, so you get more options.
Honestly, like I'm pretty envious of your response with Calvin Klein 205. I think it's almost cheating because it doesn't exist anymore. But I don't know. I was gonna say, you know what I was gonna say? SR Studio.
So pretty much we're laying in the same fields.
He had a new drop today. Let us look.
I didn't peep that. I don't have the Sterling email list.
Well, he sends like, it's so funny, his like email marketing is like one email like every 6 months. Like he's like really not spamming anyone.
He's like, I'm back with some sculpture. You guys can feast away, full price.
This shit. Are these scarves? What are these?
Dude, speaking of candlesticks, that one print that they had in that one runway show is so good. I don't know. I love that one in particular. There's other ones I liked a lot too. But that one was a nice translation.
Hey, what is this? Hey.
So that's showing clearly that's the armhole. I mean, it's a spread out. It's almost like a tunic / just like
throw it on someone. Oh, look at that leather, dude.
I mean, I love how he is replicating in a sense. Like, I mean, that's the whole essence, right? It's at the close of the art and the arts, whatever.
This brand is still so underrated.
I like how he plays with the textures in the clothes too, because like that's probably one of the most noticeable characteristics of his art.
I love how the price point just keeps fuckboys away.
That's
like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's too much, and it's like too like I won't say avant-garde, but like it's just too like something that's not hyped. This is the bag that he's released today.
Yeah, dude. His bags are the fossil joints, like all those.
God, it's like a fucking
uber desirable,
degenerated fucking Mustang.
It's like I live in the $55 sock section.
There's only $1,000, bro.
Oh,
did it say sick from you? Ugh, tell me about it, dude. I have like a dilemma, not a dilemma, but like I had you know that bag I bought. Number 9.
You mentioned it. Yes, the Bugatti.
I think it's like this big.
You think you're getting the Jacquemus?
I think I'm getting a Jacquemus bag.
Is that what it's called?
I don't. Some people butcher the name, so I try not to even say it. I say Jacquemus. I think that sounds more right. Someone called it Jacquemus, and I was like, that's definitely not right.
No, I mean, no, I meant the bag itself. Like, is it called like the? Would you say Jacques?
No, I'm just making that up. I don't know. I actually saw one today, and like, actually, I was actually like this. One of my clients, he like works for the Real, but he does like authentication. But I think he does a lot of other shit too. And he was actually like, going back to that conversation of like women wearing men's. Like this guy, I mean, granted, he's like kind of like a like a beautiful kind of guy, like not like no, whatever. But
Who's this?
his name's Kevin. Like, he's a good looking guy, but he looks so feminine that he came in. I was like, yo, like let's just go upstairs and like look at the women's clothes. And he bought like some super sick pieces, all women. And yeah, it's if you could, I honestly like something about women's cuts that I prefer, or I wish that they would translate to men's.
I mean, especially as a spectator, I enjoy the upstairs section of Margiela, the women's section more. But I do think that there is like at least at the San Francisco store like a solid arrangement of like of clothes for the men. Like I think there's a lot of options, but it gets more like runway, less ready to wear in the women's section. I just always remember. I think it's because you said like Dan Marino's wife bought this dress or some shit like that.
Oh no, what's his fucking name?
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. Yeah, Joe Montana's the fucking boy. Like that's the nicest famous couple I ever met.
But it was like that. Wasn't it that black dress that had that almost flat front with like this straps? It was kind of like a layer of like black organza like stitched onto another layer of a different fabric. Now it's just this. Oh, that's fab. Like that's Montana.
Dude, she's so chic, dude. Like she comes in wearing like like you wouldn't think like a southern kind of girl would like wear like tabby boots and like deconstructed skirts, and she's like this super tall like jacked blonde. Like she's like ripped, and she's like probably definitely in her 50s.
So on that Joe Montana Sketcher, routine workout routine.
Is that what he does? Did he do Skechers commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he's cool. I mean, like she pretty much picks out all the clothes for him, but like he's like open to that shit. Like, Joe Montana wears Margiela, so like.
I mean, I can see Montana having 4 stitches on a broadcast,
Yeah, he probably has a fucking.
But I'm sure she's, I'm sure it's back to basics there.
All right, let me ask you this. This is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna buy a suit because I don't have like a real legitimate suit, and we just got this one in, and it's like just honestly off rack. I wouldn't need any alterations, which is like beyond rare. Beyond rare.
It's the one
other than the pants, obviously.
The one downfall of shopping on Grail is seeing the unreal deals with tailoring and suiting that you just can't pull trigger on because of the fitting and the worry.
Do you know I got a Carol Christian pole blazer?
What'd you say?
I got a Carol Christian pole blazer that I can't wear. And it's
you have a Carol Christian.
Yeah.
When'd you got that CCP?
Here, I'll show you.
Nerd. But backtrack for a second. What was the suit that was fitted fully and that you were thinking about?
Oh, yeah, true. It's Margiela. It's from our work. And what I was thinking, like, what are your thoughts on removing the 4th stitch?
That's a tough question because that's such a signature thing. It's almost like Corvette making the decision to transition to a mid-engine, which is what all those like Ferrari, like all these sports cars have done for years and years. That allows a more powerful automobile, and they finally did that in like 2020. Like it's a decision that's altering a house code, for sure. But I mean, it just depends on the placement. Like I immediately pictured it lower. Then like if it's not on the neckline, like it's somewhere else, like lower on the piece. But I mean, I don't know. If I saw it like on the bottom right of something, like in a way how Raph will have just like that R on the bottom of like of a t-shirt or something, like stitched in like super subtle, like it's almost impossible to make it subtle. Like that's the only thing is I would fear that I would look at it like it's just pandering to like a sales it's just a sales pitch. Like we gotta relocate relocate this to spice it up.
I think I have too much of it.
What'd you say?
I have too much 4th stitch.
Well, what do you think? Do you think when you say like removing it, does that possibly mean removing or just?
Oh no, he's taking it completely out. I mean.
Oh, I thought you meant all.
No, yeah, completely out. Because I feel like I just want to have a nice suit, and no one to like. I just don't want anything associated.
I mean, had someone at Margiela asked you this, or is this like you?
No, this is my thought. This is my thoughts. I was like, if I got a blazer, actually no, me and the visual guy who's like a super cool dude. He's been with the company forever. He takes 4 stitches out all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like I feel like
I mean,
with it,
definitely could do it.
and I'm just like, I would just want a nice Margiela suit, but I don't like. I can just have a nice suit with even out the 4 stitch. Because that's how the old brand was. Like, it wouldn't have the 4 stitch on as much of stuff that it already does. But here's the pole blazer.
I know it's
hard. It's gonna be hard to fucking see this thing. But it's like a, what do you call this fabric? It's like not flocking, but I forget. Here, let me see. Yeah, it's fucking dark.
So where it's like felty? Like what was the?
Yeah, dude, whoever wore this before wore like a super strong cologne. It's like ingrained in the fabric, but it smells like a cool guy.
Nothing like smelling a fresh pack of darts on your new package.
Okay, everything fits perfect except the length, bro. I'm just too short. So look, hey, peep my shoulder right now. That's legit. So you can't tell, but this piece here,
yeah,
just goes down way too long. And
like does it extend to like the knee?
Dude, it goes like it goes like mid thigh.
Is it like a pocket flap?
Yeah. And like deep ass pocket. So I'm just like, maybe that's the design. And I pondered it for a minute. I mean, maybe I could pull it off.
Can you detach that part and then there's still like a regular blazer underneath that?
Wait, detach what part?
That flap. Oh no, wait. What is it? Is it just long or is there like an extra like layer?
It's honestly just long. Hold on, maybe I'll get a better view here.
Did you purchase it as like an overcoat or as like a blazer?
I purchased it as a blazer. Fuck, I can't get a good vid. But like it's just like so long.
Well, if you said it had like a flocking material, it's winter. I'm assuming.
I think I'm saying it wrong. I think I'm saying flocking wrong. It's not flocking.
I know, but like, did you say like was it like kind of like felt? Is that what you mean?
It has like a felty kind of material, and it's very
which I would say is probably warm fabrication. I mean, I why not just transition it into like an overcoat? Intentions change.
I just like the sleeves fit perfect. The shoulder has that classic like Carol Christian pull like overlocking kind of thing. See that? You see that shit?
It's spectacular.
I mean, like it feels great, but I got a 48 thinking like it's gonna be small, and there's a huge error in my part.
And well, if you said that, that's the thing though. Maybe it just has maybe the pattern was just cut long because if it fits perfectly around the shoulders, the arm length, the neck, like if it fits perfectly everywhere else, like I know I feel like sometimes the length will have larger, will shift more per size than like a sleeve length, like that maybe will shift less. So you could be right, like you just got like the wrong size, but.
I feel like it might be long, and I was like, it just bothers me. And I know if I wore it and tried it, it would bother me every second of the day. But yeah, I got these fucking Deathlay trousers, and they're fucking so. Let me see. You see that shit, or is it shitty lighting?
Line's not great, but okay.
Belt loop on it. It's a cool wash, but I don't know. I gotta play with it. These are one of those pieces that like I kind of not retire, but like put away. Kind of like that blue cardigan I had, and then like I'll bring it back. I'll find a way to wear it. I think people just gotta sit on things for a while.
Yeah, at least with sneakers, a lot of the time, like I'll buy a pair of sneakers, but I'll already be saying, you wear them every day. They sort of you get this, they mold to your foot, like you feel comfortable in them, and then you almost wait out that life cycle of the previous sneaker to wear to wear the new one, and then it's like a whole new like it's a Christmas gift on any given day when you decide to unbox them.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the 2010 the Gats that I bought, like the high top with that thick ass tongue. Like those are now my favorite shoes.
What season were those from?
2010. That's when like no design. It was just the design team going and running things.
So especially the high top replicas, they have like a mesh.
Yeah, like it's so fucking sick. I get like Margiela people like ask me like, yo, like where are those from? Or like people that like were like buying from that era, they're like, oh fuck, we remember those. Like I think it was like some type of shoe. Like there was like a hype around it. Like I wasn't into Margiela at 2010. I was too young.
Babyface Rod.
B-Face.
All right. Well, that seems like a good pod episode.
Yeah, I think that was good. That was a lot more. I think that was more engaging.
It was more casual. Like we didn't hop into like something as like detailed, but I think it's good to have balance. Like, you can have episodes where you're more like really breaking stuff. I mean, I can't say I don't love it. Like I really do love Kanye and like anything creative wise. I like that song, Wash Me in the Blood. Wash Us in the Blood, I should say.
Wait, what did he say? What was he saying that was so political? Because that's what you were saying about like, the Moa Lola stuff, right? Like they're like kind of like.
Well, that's just from his previous MAGA shit, but now it was more so he just like did like this rally thing. He like got up in front of people and like was talking, but he started crying, getting emotional about something, and it's just
he's not that articulate, to be honest.
It's like I do think that he's more misunderstood than crazy. I just think that like I don't know what his like family life's like. I don't know, because I feel like that has a big part of it, right? Like anything that have to do with your family is gonna have a big part of your mental health. So I don't know. Is it on that? Like, do you blame it on that and on that environment, or is it something that's like?
I think he's like such an artist, and he feels like such a deep emotion about things. Where I feel like he feels like a duty to comment on things. But like I said, I'm not saying like he's not articulate and like he's dumb. I just like don't think he can articulate his emotion as well as like I feel like he feels a certain thing, and I think what he's feeling is maybe right or like has a point. But I don't think he can. I don't think I've ever seen it.
He came out. He's bipolar, right? I mean, that's sort of in a way what Ryan is, right? My buddy Ryan, and they're all wired in a similar way in that it's high emotion. Their emotions are almost too high. I was talking about with Chase. He's like sometimes I wish, because there's a purity in that, like the laughter and the joy when it's good, like how they like Ryan will just be like laughing, but then he can like in a switch start to cry if something came up like news or something. Like he can tap like this girl passed away that was in our like we do like middle school, but we like haven't spoken to her since, and like to me like I couldn't just cry over it, but I felt empathy and sorrow and mourning, prayers to the family. But he found out he was like very emotional about it. But it's just like he's like sometimes I've thought of like I wish that I could have like Ryan's like sense of I guess just instantaneousness. Like he's just like he can be so joyous, so like whatever. But he's like I really don't, because it's just too much emotion for me. Like it's too much to deal with, and it's like Kanye shows the same symptoms. Like he's either very high, I guess, or very low, and like.
I feel like he was just getting out of the mud a bit.
I know he was just. That's what I'm saying. It's like a cycle. He digs the hole.
Had this going, dude. He had the
but
whole.
Then you really do wonder. You don't want to say shit's because of an album, but he definitely starts talking again when an album's about to drop, and it's like, why? Like he should just try to fix that like whatever in his head is telling him. Like if I have an album, I have to talk about politics. I got to talk about this. I got to talk about everything from the moon to the stars. Like I got to talk about it all. Like if he just thought like I'm gonna drop an album, but I'll talk. Because when he talks, it's fine. Like about Gap, about this, about ideas. But when he gets deep into the politics and he does like some of that rally shit, blah blah. And then today he even tweets something about you want me to run or not. He's like, I know he's pushing the like. He's like,
is he really running? Like, is he? Like,
he said should black people have to vote for Joe Biden? Like he's on this shtick and all these things. And some things you could say are valid. It's just that like again, it's just the tone and like it's just the approach. But if he just didn't speak, like, because I mean, he doesn't speak most of the time, but if he just didn't speak when he had album rollouts, or he let less words speak, and then the work speak for itself, and he'd be in a better position. But he gets ahead of himself, and
Yeah, because
sort of,
think about like what his Perfection album was, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and what do? He disappeared for a long time, and he went to that island with all those people. It's like you gotta. I feel like I feel like he kind of just right before something's about to kick off, he has to say something. I'm not saying like don't speak, but like I
yeah,
think
exactly.
has to be way more calculated in because he has to understand the position or the pedestal that he stands on, to where you have to understand that what you're going to say is going to influence people in all these different types of way, where you have to have at least a smidget of tact when you talk. And
yeah, there should be
like
more
he's
of like,
all on one side, and it's like
there should be more of like a strategy in place. It's almost like, honestly, it's funny. Like, there's in the biography they're talking about this one book that Dostoevsky wrote called The Gambler, and it mentions it's like I said retreating. I'm read what I wrote. Retreating abroad away from creditors, goes to German spas, casinos, blameless bourgeois by sheer chance rather than by work or strategical uncalculation, agonized calculations of winnings and losses. Roulettenberg, carry everything to excess, redacto absurdism of money, turn of wheel, unaccountable, monks of greed, sacrificial offering of coins and banknotes, green altars, pawn of wedding ring. But why I read this was by sheer chance rather than by a strategy or a work, this uncalculated approach that Dostoevsky had to gambling. Like, at his period of his life where I think that was part of the punishment of him not being like killed, but he had to like be exiled essentially for X amount of years. And he was in Germany, he was just at this casino, he would play just because of that sheer chance. Like, I got the PDF of it, I didn't read the book, but I feel like that's sort of the same. It's like the Kanye thing. It's like he's just like using politics in this way that's super uncalculated, and like there's no strategy or really thought or like reason behind the message or the mission.
I'm like, why do it? Like, why like get into like a political race? Like, what like you really think you're gonna win?
I don't know if it's always about that kind. It's like about making a point, which is like why I always felt like the MAGA thing by itself, if you singled that out, like it's really just him rebelling in the way he always has, and like it's just like if you're telling me I can't vote for someone, okay, I'm gonna like show you that I can, like I physically can, I can, and it's like that was the idea. It wasn't, you had nothing to do with policy, it had nothing to do with this and that. Like it was just like I'm just proving that like we should be able to have an opinion and have a choice, and because of any other thing, it doesn't, like it shouldn't matter. Like we should be able to agree to disagree essentially. And I agree with that. Like we should be able to agree to disagree. He should be able to say he supports Donald Trump, and people not like hate him, but again, but then it's like once you really get into it, it's like if you don't have the politics to back up why you're doing it, it becomes performance art, and people like the normal person is not gonna appreciate, like not gonna care. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But like I can look at it like that. I can see the performance art in it. Like I understand he has this different message, but like you said, when you have influence, you're speaking to these millions of people. Like you don't. Not everyone's gonna think the same thing. It's not gonna register the same when they see the red hat and the meeting with Trump and this and that. So.
Yeah, like I said, like people are like so short circuited to where like that one quick observation of him wearing a red hat is gonna draw so much an emotion that like you already lost them. You already lost what you wanted because you wore the hat. And it's sad that that's our reality, but like I'm saying, people are so short circuited, like that alone, you lost people. You lost people with that hat. And it's like again, like you have to like I feel like like there's no strategy to like no good strategy, I guess, to get people to understand what he's actually trying to do, and maybe he doesn't give a fuck. But then again, like why wouldn't you want people to understand what you're trying to do? So like I don't know. I mean, I get it, but like I think that it has to be thought out better.
Yeah, dude, like he was tweeting like a rampage shit that I missed some of it before it got taken down. But like one of them was like he was like Shia. He said Shia is Cap. He's like he's supposed to show up for a Yeezy Gap shoot and he didn't show.
Name one
I was
G
like,
that ain't crazy.
I said, why you gotta do? I was like, damn, bro, like, why I gotta call a Shia like that? Honestly, I'm pissed though, because Shia in that like color, like those like all those hoodies, he's one of those different colors pretty much what the hoodies are in that. Honestly, I kind of like that idea, just a plain good hoodie. Like I fuck with it, especially if it's Gap pricing. I definitely cop like sweatpants or a hoodie, just like a color. But that's like such like the Shia LaBeouf look, and it makes so much sense for him to wear it. So it's like kind of I wish he would have just shown up to see what it looks like. Because that photo of him, like he's in that new film where he's playing like his Mexican cartel like drug lord, and he got like this like Yakuza like full body chest tattoo.
I love that.
Like for the role, and there's like a photo of him like kind of with the style that he's gonna be looking like with the facial hair and the hairstyle and shit, and then just like a cigarette or something. Fire photo. I'm about to send it to you because it's so hard, dude. It might be the hardest photo of 2020, honestly.
Shiloh and a fucking what's the tattoo style called again?
I think it's Yakuza.
I thought that was Japanese.
Did I say Chinese?
No, wait. Isn't the gang he's in? You see Mexican?
Oh yeah. I don't know. Maybe
the Yakuza is like this like double-breasted kind of thing that goes down their chest. That kind of like
maybe not that, but it's a similar like style.
Okay.
Let me get the image. I believe. I mean, I'm remembering from my tattoo class I took, my tattoo history shit.
You took tattoo history?
I took tattoo history at AU.
I wish I took that.
It was the easiest class ever.
I wish I was taking tattoo history right now.
Oh, you don't want to write your 5-page monologues anymore?
Oh my God, what a fucking bitch these classes are.
Yeah, I missed Saturdays. I gotta email it to them.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I finished strong though. Like those couple weeks, I really did finish well into the midterm. And then this one, I was like, all right, it's the first one at post midterm. I think I did go in the midterm. I'm like, post midterm, I can miss this one, and the rest I gotta do on time. But
I think I'm rocking B minuses.
What?
I think I'm rocking like a B minus.
That's not terrible.
That's
bad. Good. It's a B. I mean, I don't know what my final one is, but I definitely getting a lot of A's in short form. It's easy money, and then
short form's easy money. Yeah.
The other class I barely know, but hopefully I don't.
Hey, you taking fall next year? I would actually feel like really sad. Like for you.
I can't. If I do every 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, there's no way.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I explained it to him, man. This is something, man. You fucked me up making it on Saturday. Like,
I know, right? Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? But I kind of like having Sunday off.
Sunday, yeah, it is nice, but it's kind still. What the fuck was I gonna look up on my phone? On my phone, I looking like a fucking
Yakuza.
Cock in my head. Oh yeah, Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf.
This one Asian girl that I think I talked about it sometime. I can't bring up her name now.
Why? It's not recording.
I think I am still recording, but I can edit that out.
No, keep that footage though if you were recording. But I thought the thing turned off that said record. Oh, did it not?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe it didn't. That's good. That's a good conversation there. We could stash that for like a mental health episode because we spoke pretty freely without saying anything crazy. But it was like I was less worried because I thought we were being recorded. There's definitely like a part of me where I was like, I'm just talking now.
Yeah, that's what I think I might have actually subconsciously put it back on.
Yeah, I might have missed the Richard Prince thing, but if it caught the little yay political,
yeah, we had
it could be a stash.
That could be Kanye, Genius, or
I mean, we could add. If we did, we could. Sheesh, wait, I would never do that to the legend, but we could add. If we did that, we could like add on to it.
We're trying to get fucking clickbait, bro. Damn, this girl's bad.
I'm trying to get the full photo. I think this is it. This is terrible quality. Why are all the qualities so fucking shitty?
You're such a fucking hoe. I love it.
I feel like this is an edit. I see that's a good quality, but it's an edited color, which I don't love. I'm gonna look on fucking Twitter because I'll get a better photo there. That's where I saw it
What are you
initially.
sending me again?
The photo
Dude.
shot.
Random Skeleton's been going off. Your boy?
Yeah, I see. I seen you liking. I seen you liking a lot of his photos.
He's been just going off with like these like product pictures. Like it must be. I mean, it's kind of like a campaign to some degree, but just been just so many good picks, dude. Those Carol Christian Pole fucking they're like an Yves Klein blue Oxford. I'm just like, oh my god. Hey. Oh my god.
Are you
Like
showing them?
imagine no, I'm not, but actually I might now. But they're just like, oh, imagine just wearing just like this obsidian black short with this like my lapelless blazer, fucking tank top, in a pole horsecock leather derby.
Horse cock leather.
Yeah, it went from a
Sign me
horse.
up.
It went from a horse to just a cock. Here, I'm screen showing this because like honestly, my grill. This like honestly, an episode should be just our grilled cards. Do peep these fucking helmet blue leather
That
pants.
Paul Harden bag is nuts. You get deep into the leather bag.
Say it again.
I said you get deep into to the leather bag.
Oh yeah, this Paul Harney one's fucking no joke. It's like $800. I've been looking. I found this like comb bouclade mohair zip. I was like, oh, look at that. That's a fucking piece, man.
Who's that by?
Comb.
Is
That's
there a
just
zipper front?
yeah, this is zip. That's just
What's
a
the material say it is?
bouclade mohair.
Clay.
Oh,
Bobby Buffet.
that's just
Bobby
so
Clay.
good. I have a lot of black.
Home Plu in particular is
Yeah, there's so many good pieces. Honestly, number 9 has probably like the cheapest price points out of any archive design I've ever seen.
yeah, you can definitely get your hands on it for decent, like under 100.
I know. Actually, I think Daniel has been like on like Here, I'm gonna stop recording. How do I do this? I feel like Daniel has been on a